Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
The biggest sale of the year is happening right now during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on every new Honda. That's right, you choose and make no payments for 90 days at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start. I told you got to turn that down, but no. To the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend a little time with you and yours. We start today's show as we typically do with Louisiana news, and we are still awaiting the announcement of funeral services for Catherine Kuntz and Cynthia Peak. These two Louisiana natives were members of the faculty at Covenant School in Nashville, the site of that horrific mass school shooting. Catherine Kuntz, Baton Rouge native, was a graduate of U-High and Louisiana State University and is being credited by law enforcement as a hero. It is well noted that she was very adamant in instructing both students and faculty on what to do in the advent of a mass shooting at their school. And it has also since been revealed that she was on a Zoom call when this transgender individual came in and started shooting. She immediately ended the call and then ran to confront the shooter. I, like is the case so many times, don't know anyone in that family personally, any of the two families, either Cynthia Peak or Catherine Kuntz, but I know unquestionably, being employed at a Christian school, that they would not mind in the least if you were to keep them and their families in both your thoughts and your prayers. You know, we as Americans continue to dance around the elephant in the room. The fact of the matter is, this was not a gun problem. This was a mental health problem. When you have an individual that is a biological female that thinks she is a he and then resorts to deadly violence on innocent people and innocent children, that's an individual with some mental health problems. And unless and until we address the elephant in the room for what it is, we will continue to have these problems. Now, for those of y'all that disagree with me, I ask you this. We boomers growing up, I am a proud graduate of Glen Oaks Senior High School. Every single day when I would pull in to the student parking lot at Glen Oaks High, walking from my car to the entrance gate to the, what do they call it, the breezeway, you couldn't count the number of long rifles and pickup trucks in the student parking lot. 30-30s, 30-06s, 12 gauges, 410s, 22s, you name it, we had them by the dozens sitting in gun racks and pickup trucks in the student parking lot. And never once, and keep in mind now, this was the second year of integration in East Baton Rouge Parish. So there were lots of tensions running high. There was racial animosity because blacks and whites hadn't had the opportunity to sit in class in a learning environment together before. And with all the fist fights that we had on the campus of Glen Oaks High School, never once did anyone even contemplate, I'm going to my truck and get my gun and come back and shoot somebody. So you have to ask yourself, what's different then from now? Now that's a rhetorical question. We all know the answer. You don't have to venture a guess. We all know the answer. Parenting, holding people accountable for their actions, the simple things. Unless and until we get back to that, you can expect to see more in the future. And the fact of the matter is, the media doesn't help at all. Now, y'all know your buddy Clarence. You know I'm not a betting man. But I will go out on a limb on this one. Since the perpetrator in this case was a transgender individual, watch how quickly this disappears from the news cycle, because it doesn't align with the agenda that the mainstream media wants to push. Fortunately, my fellow Americans, I think, are wising up to exactly what's going on around us. Now, a lot of y'all, for whatever reason, job security, circle of friends, what have you, you're afraid to tell the truth. That's okay. That's why you got me. If there's something that needs to be said, I'll say it. I'm at the point now in life, as Charles Barkley said the other day, I'm on the back nine. So if it needs to be said, I'm going to say it. And I have no reservations, no hesitation at all. If it needs to be said, I'll say it. And who knows? There may be some lives that end up being saved in the interim. In other Louisiana news, how many times have you heard me say, when you fail to govern yourself, you consent to be governed? And quite frankly, speaking honestly, some of y'all need to be governed because you don't have the discipline to govern yourself. When's the last time you drove from Lafayette to Baton Rouge or Baton Rouge to Lafayette? When you get on the spillway, that is the equivalent of the Louisiana version of the Daytona 500. Oh, wait, let me back up. My inner used to be NASCAR fan before they went woke and I had to divorce myself from them, happened to sneak in just now. It's like the Indy 500. So, because of all the fatalities, all of the wrecks, accidents, etc., the Department of Transportation and Development has implemented a 3-point plan now to deal with you people that don't know how to obey the rules of the road. It was announced this week, speed cameras will be put up on the spillway by the end of 2024. It is a 3-phase project. Phase 1 involved putting up signs letting you know. In the near future, we'll be tracking speed. Second phase that will be implemented by the end of this year, they will have, you've seen the speed signs where as you approach it, it flashes and shows you the speed that you're traveling. Third phase will be the cameras themselves. If you traverse that segment in under 18 minutes, you can expect when you go to the mailbox to have a little something waiting for you. Fines will be up to $1,000 per infraction. And I would imagine that will be based upon how many minutes under the 18-minute mark you happen to come in under. It's a simple solution, y'all. You know, with all the things government goes out of its way to control, this shouldn't be one of them. Number one, you're talking about a roadway that has no shoulders. So as a result, your reaction time, being whatever it is, since you're on your phone or looking at the GPS or talking to the passengers in the car with you and not paying attention to what the heck you're doing, when something does happen, you find yourself in a panic situation, and the next thing you know, I-10, the direction that you're going in, is shut down for the next 6 to 8 hours until they can clear all the carnage. It's a simple solution, y'all. Obey the speed limit, obey the correct following distance, put the freaking phone down, and concentrate on driving. That way, you don't have to worry about, when I go to the mailbox, is there going to be a $1,000 ticket waiting on me? You don't have to worry about, oh my God, is the woman that I rear-ended because I wasn't paying attention, is she still in ICU? Is she going to survive? Or even worse, did I kill somebody in the car with me? When you fail to govern yourself, you consent, in essence, to be governed. As I said earlier, some of y'all, you need to be governed because you don't have the discipline, you don't have the common sense to do what's in your own best interest. First break of today's show. When we come back, I want to talk about They Never Stop / I told you it's all about control. That's next when we continue the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is Roy Fletcher. We hope you'll join us for Fletch Nation, especially if you like talking politics.
Hey, come and join us. We'll give you the information, and then we'll give you the context. And by the way, we'll give you fun, too.
Lots of fun. We hit the local races, the state. We even look at what's going on all across America. And by the way, this space is available. If you'd like to talk about advertising, send your emails to Roy Fletcher at royfletcher.com and join us every week here on the Pelican for Fletch Nation.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS
garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The season of inspiration is the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named a 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 45 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. For this segment, there are a couple of monikers that come to mind. One is, it's all about power. Two would be, can you imagine how much money is going to be made from this? And three, most appropriate of all, would probably be, they never stop. Oh, there's a fourth, now that I think about it. Politics truly does make for strange bedfellows. Little over 2 weeks ago, word broke that the Biden-Harris administration and the Department of Energy was going after America's gas stoves. When the word leaked out, the White House went into cover mode. Oh, no. We're not trying to do anything like that. This was before, I guess, they figured out 38% of American households use gas to cook their food. This was before, I think, they realized, whoa, wait a minute, we're talking 40 million Americans here. That's a sizable voting bloc. So they started doing some digging. The American Home Appliance Manufacturers, AHAM, as they are known by, started doing some digging and found out that, yeah, they are trying to ban gas stoves. Come to find out, the new regulations that the government wants to institute, these regulations are not just for gas stoves, but I digress. So once the word got out and the outcry got too big, they backpedaled. But then we found out, wait a minute, you're lying to us. Surprise, surprise, right? I mean, it's the Biden-Harris administration. You would think we're used to being lied to by now. So Congress decides we need to head this bill off at the pass. So this week, in the House of Representatives, speaking of politics making for strange bedfellows, the House passed a bill that would stop the banning of gas stoves. 29 Democrats joined Republicans in passing the measure. Now, I don't have any numbers in front of me to quantify it one way or the other, but I've learned to trust my gut. And my gut tells me the 29 Democrats that joined Republicans, they've got a sizable percentage of people in their constituencies that use gas stoves. Now just imagine the American home appliance manufacturers also found out after digging that the Biden-Harris administration is getting set to propose new regulations on just about everything in your house. It started with gas stoves. They have already formulated new regulations for refrigerators, freezers, window air conditioners, washers, dryers, and microwaves. Now think for a second. Forcing Americans, every time they get ready to buy a new one, or phasing out existing ones, can you imagine how much money is going to be made off forcing Americans to buy new washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, window units, microwaves, oh, and air purifiers. Forgot about those. They're on the list as well. How many times do I have to tell you? These folks want to control every freaking aspect of your life. What you can eat, how you can cook what you eat, how you can store what's left over in your refrigerator after you cook what they say you can eat. It's gotten to the point now in this country where they want to control what you can think. Well, that's racist. That's misogynistic. That's xenophobic. That's just go down the list. Not to mention, they want to control what you can and cannot say. Twitter, social media, or you're banned, or you're suspended, or, well, wait, all I'm doing is telling the truth. Yeah, but that's not politically correct. You notice how they come up with all these different terms and phrases to demonize the thought process and the speech process. But wait, I thought one of the things that endeared us to the rest of the civilized world was the fact that we had the freedom to think what we want to think and say what we want to say. As uncomfortable as it may be for some people, going against the grain of how some people think, it's one of the bedrock principles that make this country the greatest on the face of the earth. Oh, that's right, they're going to probably ban me for saying that, but that's all right. I'll be saying it till the day I die. As a matter of fact, when that's all over with, when I finally see his face, I'm going to thank God for making me an American, because of all the places on the planet where I could have been born, of all the places on planet Earth where I could have been a citizen, the God that loves me as much as he does saw fit to make me an American. And I will forever be grateful for that. I've said on more than one occasion, y'all, watching all this stuff transpire in the country that I love, It's personal for me. Because as a man of color, for many years, there were certain freedoms, rights, and liberties that I did not have. People that looked like me couldn't own property, couldn't own a business, couldn't marry who I wanted to marry, couldn't get an education. So to watch these things be destroyed, I take that personal. I'll never forget Arnold Schwarzenegger, in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, was so upset with us because these science deniers won't take the jab. So he let his emotions get the best of him, and it came up and it came out. Screw their freedom. Excuse me? I said then, and I say again, Arnold, I'm going to do you a big favor, brother. I'm going to help you out because obviously you don't know. But black folks, relatively speaking, just got their freedom not long ago. And I'll be damned if we're going to let you or anybody else take it from us. Screw my freedom. Nah, bruh, screw you. That's how we roll in this country. Screw you. But there are folks out there pursuing an agenda that want to get you to thinking certain ways, speaking certain ways, feeling certain ways. Anytime you run into somebody like that, you can pretty much rest assured there's an agenda. And the fact of the matter is, you look at all these new proposed regulations for just about every freaking thing in your house. Oh, you got to throw in, I almost forgot, you got to throw in furnaces, particularly for folks in the Northeast, because they got to stay warm in the winter. Throw in water heaters for everybody all over the planet. And they want to come up with new regulations. And of course, you know why, right? Well, of course, it's to save the planet. No, that's not what it's about. It's about power and control. End of discussion. It's not that hard to figure out. And the fact of the matter is, in case you haven't noticed already, these people never stop unless you stop them. It will go on ad nauseum. And you know what's going to happen, don't you? You're going to run out and buy this new government-approved washing machine. And after the first load, you're going to take your clothes out and go, hey, wait a minute, my clothes ain't clean. So the little savings that you manage to get from energy conservation, you're going to end up spending that up because you're going to have to run the freaking clothes back through again because the washing machine didn't clean it. Same thing for your dishwasher. Manufacturers are already warning this is what's going to happen. Once again, the 9 scariest words you can hear. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Bottom of the hour break. You know, there's something to be said about human beings being creatures of habit, particularly when it comes to lying. You ever had a child that just lied incessantly, and eventually they get to the point where they can no longer tell fact from fiction? Enter Joe Biden. We'll talk about that when we continue the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
You could be driving a
Now's the time to save on new Accords during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana. Get our lowest prices and biggest savings on our largest selection of Accords this year. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana, I-49 just south of Opelousas.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Caught spiders?
Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, the human experience teaches us a lot. And in many cases, we don't learn these lessons until either later in life or we've had the opportunity to experience whatever it is more than once. For example, how many of you have encountered in life a child that has a propensity to lie? Normally, if you had parents anywhere near the likes of which I was blessed to have, they fixed that early in the process because they realized if I let my child get away with lying to me, there's a good possibility it is going to become a habit. And I'm not going to stand for, in my house, having people that live here with me lie on a regular basis. Because I know if I don't stop this now, it's going to get worse in the future. And eventually it'll get to a point where they're lying. I know they're lying. They know I know they're lying. And they're going to lie anyway. Enter the leader of the free world, President Joe Biden. This week, after unveiling his newest budget, Joe Biden on Monday night tweeted, and we all know Joe didn't tweet. We know this came from the White House. Some underling on the staff with access to the official White House Twitter account, or Joe Biden's account, tweeted this out. Quote, MAGA House Republicans put out an extreme budget proposal that would eliminate funding for over 2,000 Border Patrol agents, undermining our ability to combat drug trafficking. Then he really stepped in it. Quote, my budget keeps our border secure while expanding legal pathways for migrants seeking asylum. First of all, Joe, when you tweet, that does not alleviate you from, one, telling the truth, and two, using grammatically correct and intelligent sentences. For Joe Biden to say, my budget keeps our border secure, says to me that he believes the border right now is secure. If it's not secure, how can you keep the border secure? But if that weren't bad enough, he then lies again in the same tweet. MAGA House Republicans tried to stop us from hiring 2,000 more Border Patrol agents. Just for you, Kevin. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Republicans wanted to hire 18,000 additional Border Patrol agents. You shot it down, Joe, and instead hired 87,000 new IRS agents. So I guess we figured out real quick where your priorities lie. The lies coming out of this administration, particularly as it pertains to our border, this is getting old, y'all. What did Karine Jean-Pierre tell us not long ago? Well, fentanyl is at historically low levels in America thanks to the efforts of Joe Biden. And last year, the highest number of our fellow Americans in 1 year, close to 110,000, died from a fentanyl-related opioid overdose. But apparently, if I take them at their word, the border's secure, fentanyl's not getting in, everything's fine. Tell that to the parents and relatives of the over 100,000 of our fellow Americans that have died from this stuff coming across the border. This week, one sector in Texas, in 1 week, 5,500 illegal immigrants detained, arrested, 4,500 known getaways. This is in one sector in 1 week. 10,000 people. But Joe Biden says the border's secure and my budget will keep it that way if y'all don't allow these evil MAGA House Republicans to get their way. You know, I have long since come to the conclusion it is literally impossible to be this incompetent by accident. You cannot be this stupid, this incompetent by accident. You have to work hard to be this stupid and this incompetent. Of course, now, when you have a media that runs cover for you, you get comfortable lying to people. Well, why shouldn't I? The news is going to cover for me. Why wouldn't you lie? And after all, we are pursuing an agenda here, so hey, there you go. And this is the same guy who, after this week, the Taliban in Afghanistan rolls out pictures of the $7.2 billion in military equipment, U.S. military equipment, paid for with your money, showed us all the pictures. Wait, the mainstream media didn't tell y'all about this? Okay, so if ABC, NBC, Marty's favorite, C, The BS, CNN, LOL, and MSLSD, if they didn't show you all the Humvees, all the rifles, all the night vision goggles, the 78 aircraft, if they didn't show you that, then I know good and darn well they didn't show you the pallets of fresh $100 bills just printed. You know they were just printed because they're all wrapped in cellophane. I know they didn't show you that either. And yet, you think it's a good idea to take billions and billions and billions of more of your tax dollars and send it to what is arguably the most corrupt government on the face of this earth, Ukraine. Hey, what could possibly go wrong? Well, the $7.2 billion, here's the thought, the $7.2 billion that you went off and left for the Taliban in Afghanistan, go back over there and get that, and Zelensky can have all he wants. Go back and get my taxpayer-funded munitions and military equipment, and then let Zelensky have the pick of whatever he wants. But for this clown to go off and leave over $7 billion of our military equipment there for the freaking Taliban. And now I'm supposed to trust him with 30, 40 billion more? And if you thought for 1 minute the government in Afghanistan was corrupt, you're right. But it pales in comparison to the folks in Ukraine. But shh, we're not supposed to know that. Of course, now, if we had a free and responsible press, you would know that. Since you don't, maybe, I know it's been a while for some of y'all since you've been in school, but maybe at some point you'll be able to figure out 1 + 1 does indeed equal 2. Oh, wait, that's right, math. That's racist. Forgive me. Final break of today's show. We'll come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we'll wrap up another week of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Got to pass this information along to you and yours. I know that when the show re-airs, it will be awfully close to, but hopefully it will benefit somewhat in some form or fashion. City officials have announced that the funeral arrangements for Matthew Fortenberry have been completed. You may remember Matthew was that 11-year-old young man that was murdered by the 17-year-old that was holding his family hostage. The city, along with local elected leaders, put on a fund drive to pay for his funeral. It is set for Friday, March 31st, 11 a.m. at Wooddale Funeral Home on Wooddale Boulevard here in the capital city. A repast is scheduled for the Charles R. Kelly Community Center on Riley Street immediately after the service. So if you can, support that family. If for whatever reason you can't work, other obligations, we understand wholeheartedly. Just do your buddy Clarence a favor, will you? Be so kind as to keep that family in both your thoughts and in your prayers. I ran across something this morning that I got a chuckle out of. and I know it pertains to a good segment of our audience. It certainly pertains to Marty, and to yours truly for that matter. Alan out in the truck, you're in this number as well. It is entitled Boomer, as in baby boomer, Skills That Millennials Just Won't Use. I call it, if you know how to do this, or if you're still doing this, yeah, you old, just so you know. Number one on the list, staying married. Makes a lot of sense to me. Number two, figuring out cable TV. If you can do that, or you're still trying to do that, yeah, you old. Number three, finding a good business suit. Have you noticed the business world has been overtaken with business casual? Now, a lot of that, I think, is due to the pandemic and so many people working remotely, working from home. But being the old codger that I am, I learned early in life the old adage, if you dress the part, you act the part. If you act the part, wait, I messed up. Dress the part, you'll feel the part. Feel the part, you act the part. Act the part, you become the part. Meaning, dress like a bum, you'll feel like a bum. Feel like a bum, you'll act like a bum. Act like a bum, you'll become a bum. Conversely, on the other side of that coin, dress like you're successful, you'll feel like you're successful. If you feel like you're successful, you'll act like you're successful. And if you act like it, you'll become it. Try it sometimes. You'll be amazed. It works. Balancing a checkbook. I guess I can understand millennials not having a use for the skill of balancing a checkbook. I mean, after all, nowadays you pull out your smartphone, go to the app, dial up the bank, check your balance right there. So you know ahead of time before you go and spend money that you don't have, that you don't have it. So I guess I can understand that one. Number 5, ironing. How to iron your own clothes. Of course, nowadays for millennials, there's a lot of no-wrinkle fabrics. But for us boomers growing up, I remember specifically the room in the house I grew up in and my mother teaching us how to iron our own clothes. I didn't get to go all the way through the list, but I get the sneaking suspicion washing dishes is probably on that list as well. Number 6, things that boomers do that millennials have no use for, how to read a map. Again, I understand with millennials, there's GPS and all of this sorts of stuff, but what happens if that isn't working? You got to read a map. Reading a compass, same thing. I don't know if they even still teach how to read a compass in the Boy Scouts. Of course, the Boy Scouts are no longer just the Boy Scouts, so God only knows what they might be teaching then, but I digress. Number 7, and this is really no big surprise, driving the stick shift. Number 8, playing golf. This one I got a chuckle out of. Number 9 on the list of things that baby boomers still do that millennials have no use at all for, uncorking a bottle. And that, of course, falls right in line with millennials don't know how and have no use for the skill of opening a can. If it doesn't have a pull top on it, they don't know how to open the freaking can. What am I supposed to do with this? Well, you use a can opener. A can opener? What is that? If you know how to do it, yep, you're old. Writing in cursive comes in at number 10. You know, this one's a little hard to understand. How do you sign your name if you can't write in cursive? Aren't pretty much all signatures in cursive? Apparently not. At least if you're a millennial, it's not. Number 11, and I'm surprised this wasn't higher up on the list. Traditional grammar. Have you all read some of the stuff posted on message boards and social media? There's no longer any difference between T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-I-R. They don't know the difference. They will confuse T-H-E-R-E with T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. They don't know the difference between there, as in contraction for they are, and there. Do some reading sometime on social media, and you find yourself literally just shaking your head. And it's real easy to figure out who slept in English class and who didn't. You don't have to look far to figure it out. It is an hilarious list. Things, skills that boomers have that millennials have no use for. The list is a heck of a lot longer than I have time for. And it's troubling. Some things, as a society evolves, you expect those things to fall by the wayside. But some things are part of the bedrock of our society. And when those start to crumble, I guess you know what we have to look forward to, don't you? What is it? The average life expectancy of a civilization is 200 years. We're at 246 and counting. Make what you will of that. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But you already know the drill. This day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what, America? We are not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Best news you gonna get all day. There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you soon. God bless. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it.